Woman offers free rides after father was killed in drunk driving accident. As an adult, one of the biggest mistakes you could ever make is to drink and then drive. Getting behind the wheel while intoxicated puts so many people at risk. Not just yourself, but strangers too. The lives that are impacted in a drunk driving accident go far beyond the drunk driver and victim. You have families, friends, and children who are all affected by those actions. I've been fortunate enough not to have anyone pass away from being hit by a drunk driver, but I have seen how driving drunk can ruin and change lives. I've seen people lose their jobs, their homes, and friends because of this one mistake. That being said, there's a simple fix to this problem. Just don't drink and drive. I know my friends, and if I were to call them asking for a ride because I was too drunk to drive, they would be there no matter the time, day or night, or call a cab. Plan ahead and get a hotel near where you're drinking so it won't be an issue. There are so many ways to avoid drinking and driving. And now it's time to meet Angela. Her father was killed by a drunk driver, so on his 2-year death anniversary, she wanted to make a change. Here is her story. Angela stood in front of a bar holding this sign. The sign reads, "Hi, my name is Angela. If you've been drinking tonight, I'd like to offer you a free ride home. 2 years ago this week, a man was drinking and driving and killed my father. In honor of his memory, I'd like to help keep the road safe tonight." Her friend offered to accompany her on the mission that she set out to do that night, and he offered to be the driver. A lot of people walked up and read the sign, while others said the sign was too long, didn't read. Those people just laughed and kept on walking. But the people who did read it had a lot of questions. Some people weren't really sure what to say. Should they hug Angela and offer their condolences, or should they stop and get a ride? Or maybe they should keep on walking. The police officers were curious about her sign too. They stopped, read it, and then gave her a nod of approval and went on their way. The first person that they took home was only 18 years old. While he shouldn't have been out drinking in the first place, at least he didn't drive home that night. Someone came up to Angela and her driver and asked if they would take his very drunk brother home. The boy lived about 25 minutes from the bar they were at in a wealthy neighborhood, and Angela made sure he got home safe and sound. Here's the guy they drove home on their second trip. The card in his hand plays a role in what Angela has set out to do as well. A lot of people came up and gave Angela a hug. Some of them had lost loved ones as well, so they understood. The last passengers of the night were Carissa and Mike. Carissa's family had been plagued with addiction, to include alcohol addiction. She had a family member who could have easily killed someone while driving drunk, and they were all very fortunate they hadn't. They had to get another picture with Carissa and Mike before dropping them off at their house. All this driving around made Angela and her driver very hungry. It was time for some 3:30 a.m. gyros. But you can see the full video in the description. But Imgur user Because I Said I Would filmed the confession tape of the man who killed Angela's father. That's actually how Angela and her driver met. The drunk driver's name is Matthew Cordell. He approached the driver and asked him for help. That is how he met both Angela and Matthew. The cards you saw in the above picture are very basic, but they hold a very strong message and promise. They say, "Because I said I would." These cards are a promise that they will never drink and drive. Did you enjoy today's story? Let us know what you think about it in the comments. If you believe this story was amazing, don't hesitate to share it with your buddies, hit the subscribe button, and activate the notification bell so you'll never miss your daily dose of incredible stories.